let me tell you something serious. This thinking, some of y'all taking the thinking too far. Some of you are taking the thinking too far. Now, I want to share just a true story of how thinking took me too far. Right? Because thinking, there's something in here called what is it called? It's called the autosuggestion. Right? There's a chapter in here called autosuggestion. And what I believe that a lot of us are thinking ourselves to death. Right? We're thinking ourselves to death. We're overthinking what we want. Don't think yourself to death. And I'm going to give you my real example of what happened to me. And then I'm going to get my day ready. So here's the deal. I'm speaking at this speaking organization, international organization called Toastmasters. Right? I'm just speaking, doing my normal speaking thing. You know how I do, trying to perfect my craft. So I'm speaking at a Toastmasters International in New Jersey, to be specific, and just doing my speech. I forget what I was talking about. But at the end of the whole Toastmasters group, right, there was a guy that came up to me, and he happened to be the president of a major corporation. And he says, man, I loved I loved your speech, man. I really loved your speech, and I want you to come work for my company. I want you to have a management position in my company. Here's my business card. Give me a call. Now, let me preface this by saying, because remember, I believe that many of us are thinking our way to death. Right? We thinking. We saw the book that said Think and Grow Rich, and you know what we started doing? We started becoming experts on thinking. And we forgot that there's another part to that. There's another level to the thinking. You're going to think yourself to death. Back to this story. So I'm speaking, met this guy. He came up to me. He said, man, I loved your speech. I'm the president of this company XYZ. I want you to work at my company. I have a management position for you. Here's my card. Give me a call. Now, at the time, I was overworked and underpaid at a previous job, and I was looking for a job. I was asking around for a job, but here I am just at Toastmasters mastering my speaking craft, and here this guy is just randomly in the office. I didn't know who he was, which is another tip. People who have a lot of money don't look like they have a lot of money in most cases. So fast forward into the story. He gives me his business card. He even gives me how much I'll be making right there. He said, I'll give you this amount of money. And I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn. But then I start heading back to the house. Right? And I'm like, I'm starting to get nervous. I'm like, what? I'm overworked and underpaid, and here it is. Somebody's giving me exactly what I wanted. It wasn't like it was even. It wasn't like he was giving me exactly what I had at my current job. Follow me what I'm telling you. I'm telling you this. You gotta think and grow rich. And if anybody tells you something different, you tell them to shut up. And just do it. Don't think yourself to death, guys. All right? So here's the deal. So I'm thinking, you thinking that I'm going to call him. Right? But I don't call him. I go back to work the next day. Right? And I'm thinking like, man, I need to call him. I'm overworked and underpaid. The people at the job it's all political there. And on top of that, they ain't paying me a lot of money. So I'm like, damn. I let another day go by, didn't call. I let another day go by and didn't call. But in the midst of me not calling, you know what I was doing? I was thinking about this business card. Every day I would look at the business card. Every day during my lunch break at the job that I hated, I would look at this business card and I would be like, oh, I'm going to call them. Oh, I'm going to call them. So then it got to the point. It got so long after when I originally met him that I started getting nervous. Like, out of fear, I started saying, like, yo, what if I miss out on this opportunity? Like, what if he already found somebody to give what he said he was giving me? So eventually I feared the crap out of myself, right? I almost thought myself to death. I almost thought myself to death. So eventually I feared this crap out of myself, and I called him. And he says, you know what? Yes, it's still available. What took you so long? I explained it, blah, blah, blah. And then he said, I want you to come down. And this was on the other side of New Jersey. He said, I want you to come down, and I want you to meet with my board of directors, which is the other presidents, the vice presidents of the company. So I get there, we go out to eat. Well, they take me out to eat. They explain the vision. They give me this vision. They say, this is what we've already done. This is where we're going. And this is what we see you doing for us. And I'm like, oh, snap. So now I'm excited. Again, fast forward into the story, I did say yes. I took the position. I relocated for that job. They paid me exactly what they said they was going to pay me, but they also paid me more. They also paid me extra bonuses and stuff. So why am I telling you this story? What does this story have to do with the book Think and Grow Rich? I'm going to tell you what it has to do with it. You see how I'm starting it. I said you got to think and grow rich. And if anybody tells you something different, you tell them to shut up and just do it. The reason why I'm sharing this story with you is because there's many times, like I said before, you could think your way to death. You could think your way out of an opportunity. The same opportunities that you looking for, the same opportunity you looking for is right there. The same opportunity you looking for is right there. But you thinking so hard. See, y'all, it's kind of, for me, it's like, y'all read this book like it's the Bible. And you know what most people do with the Bible? Most people know the Bible, they've read the Bible, but they're not living the Bible. I'm telling you guys the same thing with this book. When you're reading this book, but you're just thinking. This is causing you to think, and you're thinking too much. And what I'm trying to explain to you through my own experiences is that there's another side that happens that must take place after you think about it. Why do you think so many successful people will tell you it takes 10 to 12 years to become an overnight success? There's another side of thinking and growing rich. Some of us are going to think ourselves to death. Just the same way I did with that job I was just telling you about. I'm overworked and underpaid. I'm praying and I'm asking. Oh, I'm praying in Jesus' name. In Jesus' name. And I said, you gotta think and grow rich. And if anybody tells you something different, you tell them to shut up and just do it. You're thinking, and you think you getting paid for your thoughts. You can't see it backwards. Well, what do you want me to do? Angela? I can't do nothing but just show it to you the way that I can show it to you. You know what? I'll put it on the podcast, and then you can't see it. You can just hear me say it. The Billionaire Brown Experience podcast is on iTunes. Angela, I'll put it there. And you know what? In the notes, I'll make sure we put the book forward so you don't have to. You said it's backward. It ain't my fault. Angela. I don't want you to have to see it backward. Look. Back to my point. Today, I want you to keep your eyes open. There's going to be opportunities coming your way. I know that you've read this book. I know that you've read this book. I know. Let me read the chapters. Let me refresh you, because some of you haven't read this book in a long time. Some of you haven't read this book in over a decade, but you brag and tell people, yeah, I read that. Oh, that's a good book. Oh, I read it. Listen, I've read this years ago too, but right now, this is my third time reading it back to back. Let me refresh you, so if you don't have it, I'm going to give you some reasons. And again, this is just the thinking part. This is just the thinking part. In fact, there's so many different parts in this book. There's so many different parts in this book. And there's certain parts in this book that if you don't participate in it, it's not going to mean the same. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. So, Chapter 1, the power of thought. Chapter 2, desire, the starting point of all achievement. Chapter 3, faith, visualizing and believing in the attainment of desire. Number 4, autosuggestion, the medium for influencing the subconscious mind. Number 5, specialized knowledge. Specialized knowledge. Specialized knowledge. I'm not even going to talk about that. If you forgot what specialized, and don't just Google it, get the damn book. Specialized knowledge. Number 6, Chapter 6, imagination. Chapter 7, organized planning. Chapter 8, decision. Chapter 9, persistence. Chapter 10, the power of the mastermind. Chapter 11, the mastery of sex transmutation. Number 12, the subconscious mind. Chapter 13, the brain. Chapter 14, the sixth sense. And no, we ain't talking about that damn movie. Number 15, how to outwit the 6 ghosts of fear. Number 16 is the devil's workshop. An idle mind is the devil's workshop. And what I said before is some of us we gonna think our way to death. We gonna think all the way to death. That's what we're going to do. Because everything is right here for us, but we complicate the thing. And you hear what I'm trying to tell you? Because all you do, just like certain people do with the Bible, they want credit. They think they're going to get into heaven because they've read the Bible. Just like they think they're going to create a fortune because they've read Think and Grow Rich. No. What I'm trying to tell... Well, that's why I make fun of the thing right there. You gotta think and grow rich. And if anybody tells you something different, you tell them to shut up and just do it. You're not gonna become rich just because you read this book. I'm gonna show y'all something. What I wanted to say, there's so many different parts in this book. Hey, what's up, everybody? What's up, Gene? What's up, Cherie? What's up, Bertha? What's up, Calvin? What's up, Angela? What's up, TD? What's up, Angela? What's up, Lasagna? I'm going to go get something real quick, and I'm going to come back, and then we're going to get out of here. But I want to stress this, because, again, a lot of you think, because you read the book, you didn't do nothing, you didn't do none of the exercise in it, you didn't do any of the action. All you did was read. That's all you did. You just read. And there's so many little things in this book that if you're going to use it as a platform, if you're going to use this book to stand on, it makes no sense to read the book if you're not going to implement the little exercises that are in there. So if you read this book, I don't care how many times if you read it, if you're not using the points in here, the things that you need to do, then guess what? It's impossible for it to work to the way it's supposed to work. Right? It's like directions, right? You put in together a piece of furniture. We all know how that goes. You go to IKEA, you got to put together the piece of furniture and you leave pieces out. You could probably put it together, but it's not going to be sturdy. Long term, it looks good, right? It looks good. The furniture piece looks good if you don't use all the pieces, and if you cut a few corners, it looks like the furniture you saw at IKEA.